Thank you very much for watching tonight. First on 5 team coverage this evening. Is it time for a lottery in Alabama? Governor Robert Bentley today called for a special session to fill the $80 million funding hole for Medicaid. In a video released this morning, the governor suggested a permanent funding solution could be a lottery, and approving a lottery could be on the ballot for Alabama voters this fall. News 5's Allison Spann has more.
Alabama is one of 6 states without a statewide lottery, but that could all be changing. This morning, Governor Robert Bentley released a video message to the state.
I am asking that each legislator allow the people back home the right to vote on a statewide lottery.
In the video, Bentley says he's going to call a special session of the Alabama legislature where they'll focus solely on mending the state's budget crisis, something he points out they failed to do in the past.
We have borrowed money and used one-time money for decades to fund ongoing essential services. Then we proposed a very fair and balanced tax plan. But the representatives that you sent to Montgomery said that's not the answer.
While Governor Bentley believes a statewide lottery is a solution to the state's money woes, one local lawmaker disagrees.
I think we put in some mechanisms to increase revenue over the last 2 or 3 years, and I think that some of it will come in naturally through the economy getting better.
While Glover doesn't agree with the statewide lottery, he does believe Bentley has the support to get it passed.
I think that he wouldn't call a special session unless he felt like he had the votes to get it passed.
Now, the lottery could turn up as an issue in the upcoming general election, but according to Senate Pro Tem Del Marsh, in order for it to be on the November 8th ballot, it would have to be approved by the legislature by August 24th. In Mobile, Allison Spann, News 5.
Now, Bentley has not yet set the date for lawmakers to return to Montgomery, but again, they would have to act by August 24th to get the lottery on the November ballot. Otherwise, there could be a special election to vote on the lottery, and that would cost taxpayers up to $4 million.
Well, do Alabamians want a lottery? People we talked to are pretty excited about the possibility, particularly locals who currently drive to Florida to play. The parking lots at most Florida convenience stores on the state line that sell tickets are usually filled with cars from Alabama on drawing days like today. It's not uncommon for some lottery players to drive 100 miles for a chance to win the jackpot. Alabamians we talked to say a lottery just makes sense, and they tell us they would vote yes if given the chance.
That would be great. Save a lot of miles driving. That'd be a good deal. We're losing tax money. Coming over to Florida, giving it to them.
I think we should be allowed to vote on it, and I would vote for it. For the additional money, Medicaid definitely needs more money to help in the state. If it went to schools, I would want it put so the funding for the schools would not be cut.
By the way, tonight's Powerball jackpot is $422 million.
There's been talk about a lottery in Alabama for decades now. It seems each year when legislators start grappling over a state budget, lottery fever hits the state capitol. Former Governor Don Siegelman ran and won on a lottery platform in 1998, but when he became governor, the issue went nowhere. In a statewide referendum in 1999, an education lottery was voted down 54 to 46%. In 2010 and again in 2014, talk of a state lottery once again became an issue in the governor's race. Here are arguments made by Democratic candidates Ron Sparks in 2010 and Parker Griffith in 2014.
Folks, I'm tired of sending our money to Georgia and Florida and Tennessee.
We're educating Tennessee's children, Georgia's children, and Florida's children. For goodness sakes, let's educate our own.
Now, last year, an exclusive News 5 strategy poll revealed that 72% of Alabamians say they would vote in favor of a lottery.
Well, coming up later in this newscast, we'll have more on the proposed lottery and the impact it could have on the state.
J.B. Buno will join us from the Web Center to see how much revenue the lottery creates in other states.
I don't know if we hit the jackpot today in the weather department.
A little bit of everything. Once again, we get these showers, Alan, that pop up.